Hello all and welcome to Make Your Roguelike in Haskell video series part 5. As in every previous part, we're gonna spend the beginning going over the mistakes and issues from the previous video and explaining as we go. So I made myself a little readme about the things that I messed up so that I don't forget everything. So first of all, with my normalization function, I made a mistake here for dividing it for some reason with the length of the list. What it should be divided with is the sum of all the elements in the list. So let's do that first. We're gonna do sum of the first elements of the list. I think that should be it. Cabal. Excellent. So, you know what? Music came on too early, but it's fine. So this one done. Second issue was that right here I had troubles using the width and height of the screen size to create a map, and the reason why is because this doesn't return width and height, it returns rows and columns, right? And that means that the amount of rows is your y coordinate and, well, height, and the amount of rows is your width. So these things are reversed. That's also done. Third, when we're generating tiles, it's right here. So I'm traversing, which means I'm applying effects and producing result over the list of indexes starting from 1 up to width multiplied by height, but this is wrong because the size, the length of the resulting list should be width multiplied by height. But that means that if I start from 0, I'm gonna have the length of width multiplied by height plus 1. So right here we want to subtract 1 and this should be it. Let's try to see if we're compiling. Okay. We need a bimap here, right? Sure. Sweet. There you go. And this this should actually now produce what I wanted it to produce in the beginning. As you can see, I think that our distribution is, we can get rid of this file now. I think our distribution is fairly equal. Okay, so we're generating one row and one thing extra. I don't know. Oh, it's because of this. Okay, so because of this bimap, as you can see, I'm subtracting 1 from width and height. I don't know why did I do that. So let me just see if it works. I think it was because I was trying to test, see if the things are gonna work fine. Okay, we want word and it returns integer, so we are going to bimap, but we're just gonna bimap from integral. There you go. By the way, if it's confusing why we use fmap and then bimap, it's because C screen size returns a curses value. So it returns a tuple of 2 ints that's wrapped by the curses value. So this fmap is gonna apply this function to a tuple, right? And we want to apply bimap from integral to a tuple. Just making sure that this is clear. Okay. So for some reason, one of these, I wonder if it's just a bit too long and it doesn't want to render that far. There you go. The problem is, did you notice that I kind of scrolled? No, wait. So I'm walking and I can kind of walk downwards, no? So that's interesting. So everything is fine. I wonder if I can just do this and then right here. Now, this is to me one of the worst things to do, but I just want to see if this is gonna work. If subtracting one additional one is gonna let us present map with full width and height. And that works. And if I remove it, I have no idea why. But you know what? Let's just do this for now, and that's it. All right. So the next thing to prove that our PDF is working. Oh, actually, it's here. We're using already the test distribution that puts a heavy emphasis on these two, smaller emphasis on rocks, and small emphasis on one. So let's kind of equalize, kind of like this. This should give us a whole lot of commas. It's not bad. I don't like the quotation marks. I don't like this either. How about if I make them equal? I think the issue that's bothering me here is that I end up having sequences like this, you know? So my eyes kind of see the pattern, and that's something that we can address later on, but I don't want to bother with this now. What I want to do today is add some color, and if we have time, maybe add ability to pick up some objects. Okay. So we're still rendering in main. Okay. And our tile is having any data type to be drawable. Draw map. Right here. And right here is where we need our style. Okay. How did colors work? Let's see. Alright. So we don't have that many colors to choose from, especially because one, black, is obviously almost always going to be used as a background. But if we combine this with bold and dim, I'm not sure about bold, but if we combine it with the dim, we can get some more combinations, and obviously there's plenty of characters to choose from. So let's do this. Let's try to make everything green for now. Attributes, color, and color green, and then see attributes dim. All right. Is this everything? I wonder if this is implemented as hard-coded colors. Color too short. Okay, let's try this. Color ID, and here I pass color green, and then we get a valid color ID, and we make here green. No. So the problem is that this is an update value, and the new color ID runs as a curses value, which means we had to execute it to right here and then pass it on to render action. So we're gonna do something like prepare palette. Well, let's just, you know what, let's just grab all the colors we have and we're gonna play with this. Too complicated. The power of macros. This could probably be made into an applicative, but let's just leave it for now. Pure. I don't like this. No, nothing. The reason I'm making a data type here rather than using a map or a list of items is simply because, oh crap, what am I doing? No, it's because I don't want to end up in a situation that I have to actually look through the things. So I know my values. Okay, sorry, I'm coding and explaining and that doesn't work for me. I know all my values at compile time, so there's absolutely no necessity to put them into a dynamic structure. That's the reason why. this way. Once I produce this record, and I don't like the color IDs, let's just call it palette. I kind of like this better. There you go. Once I produce this palette, it means that I already have all my colors. And this really doesn't need to be monadic code. Actually, let's be anal and be. There you go. Okay. Perfect. So here we're gonna take palette. And then we're going to ask green from our palette. That means that wherever we draw map, we need to pass in a palette as well. And we're already getting it right here. Sweet. Background color, foreground color, and integer is what? See, the thing that irritates me here, it's like to actually use the terminal colors, I think I would need to first query all the colors. And then create a new color. Like, why can't I just get a color ID of already defined colors? Process color ID. This is literally the only place where I can get a color ID out. Maybe update color ID. Forget it. Anyway, it is what it is. Fine. So background color, foreground color, and a number. There, 8 colors. Still not happy. Thank you. Color, please. No. Okay. Well, this looks reversed of what I want. So I guess the answer here is to take there you go. This thing has, see the flickering? This thing has no background buffering. Something to be fixed later. Okay. Let's try removing dim. Maybe it's gonna be a nicer color of green. It's okay. Okay. This works. Now we want to get a color from tile. So color, it's not just color, it could be style. Style from tile. Style from tile. Tile A. See, it kind of seems unfair to parameterize the character and not parameterize the style, so I guess I'm gonna add the how about this is what I'm thinking. Are we ever going to use this character with two different styles of drawing? Because if not, then these styles can be set straight in this parameter as a tuple. And then drawable from tile would return both the character and the style, and then down here we could simply uncurry, I think. Yes, we could simply uncurry the glyph value constructor and done. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. That's exactly what we're gonna do. And if we need to change it later, we're gonna change it. And we're gonna keep here, see attribute. No, is it attribute? Yes, it's called attribute. Awesome. So this looks like a pretty ugly type, so let's just alias it. Drawable. Curses drawable. Okay, so let's pretend tile from character. This is not going to work. This isn't going to work because we prepare Paulette. over and over, it seems, here, and that makes no sense. We're gonna pass in pallet from the outside. There you go. Is it only called there? The problem is that this thing needs a palette because the to create a color attribute we need the color ID, and the color ID it's not a static value. So in order to create this, we would need to pass in a palette inside, which I don't see any reason not doing it, except it's a bit icky. But you know what, let's leave it and see what happens. Ah, so our walls are now green, but I don't want them to be green. Let's make them into, I want to say yellow, and if we add dim, it might just look brown. Of course, we're gonna figure out when we actually start drawing some walls. We're gonna do exactly the same thing for doors. And now our grass is obviously green and not dim. Let's try bold and see how it looks like. And our rock is gonna be gray. Dim white. And if something is missing, sure, it's a wall. I kind of wonder if we should make a separate object types for the unknown things, but I don't want to push them into the runtime. I want to handle the lack of objects as soon as possible. Probably here I should just crash instead. Let's leave it. Here, red, and attribute bold. Please work. Damn you. Okay. Beautiful. So unquery this drawable from tile. Yeah. Tile from character. Oh, obviously we need to pass in a palette parameter. what was the other thing? An equation. We kinda don't need this here anymore. Because we kinda prepared all of our styles upstairs. Should we pass it into render? Yes, no, 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 no. Screw it. No need for it in a game loop either anymore. What's the problem? Couldn't match type character. Right, because it's tile, draw. Well, of course it's drawable. Okay. Let's find where we defined it. And holy shit, this is slow. I wonder why. Man, it's fine, it works. There are rocks and everything, and man, this bolt is terrible. But why is it taking so long to we only prepare palette once. Tile from character. Did this on Curry mess something up? Like, I don't want to say it did, but let's just try character style in character style. Okay, well, we're 40 minutes in, so next time I guess we're gonna do some profiling and figure out why is this running like a dead horse. Yeah, one last thing. I think this grass looks terrible when it's bold. We'll survive. Let's try to pick up some flowers next time, pick up some rocks, maybe start with the crafting. Alright. Well, that's it for today. Have a great whatever week, and I'll see you next time.